So, there we were, sitting around the dinner table one Sunday afternoon, when my dad declared that our family was going to embark on a noble quest to save the environment. "We're going green," he proclaimed, with the kind of gusto usually reserved for announcing a family vacation. My mom nodded enthusiastically, probably picturing herself in a sun hat, surrounded by flourishing gardens. My sister, however, was less impressed, as her idea of going green involved a shopping spree for eco-friendly cosmetics. Nonetheless, the plan was set: we were going to start a compost bin. The initial setup was straightforward enough. Dad, armed with a YouTube tutorial and a questionable sense of confidence, constructed a makeshift compost bin out of some old wooden pallets. We started tossing in kitchen scraps, yard clippings, and the occasional weird science project that had been growing in the back of the fridge. It seemed easy, too easy. Little did we know, our compost bin had inadvertently sent out an invitation to the local raccoon community, promising a smorgasbord of gourmet delights. One night, as I was drifting off to sleep, I heard a series of strange noises emanating from the backyard. It sounded like a rave was happening in our compost bin. I peeked outside to find a gang of raccoons, each wearing what I could only describe as a trash panda tuxedo, having the time of their lives. One particularly bold raccoon even gave me a nod, as if to say, "Thanks, buddy. This buffet is top-notch." My dad, hearing the commotion, stormed outside armed with a flashlight, only to be met with a conga line of raccoons shimmying out of the bin like they'd just hit the jackpot. In an attempt to salvage the situation, Dad decided to install a secure lid on the bin. The next morning, as we admired his handiwork, we noticed a raccoon perched on top, holding a tiny placard that read, "Closed for renovations. Reopening soon." It was then that we realized we might have underestimated our furry friends. My sister, ever the pragmatist, turned to us and said, "Well, at least we're recycling. We've turned scraps into a full-blown raccoon restaurant. Who knew raccoons were such foodies? Guess we'll call it the Compost Café." And with that, we all had to admit, maybe going green was just a little too wild for us.